Joining alongside J Dog.
Mike, usually I say it's good to see you, but today, not so good to see you.
You're officially out of the survivor pool, and it was a wild weekend for a lot of us. I mean, we had remaining picks in the contest you're in as well. Are like I don't know what to call it. It's not like I don't even know if it's a friends group. I don't even know this friends group. We're just in the pool together.
Yeah.
I played the Rams on Thursday night. They lost. You played Arizona. They fucked up the game. They didn't.
That was different
they
than a
wanted
loss,
to lose.
right? Like, I didn't lose Survivor. I had, like, the worst Survivor loss in history, the wise guys are saying. I was just thinking, do you want us to just talk NBA today? Do you just want to not talk NFL
Yeah,
all day?
we're just talk. We could talk NBA. Yeah,
LeBron's
we
got
could
a
just do all
decision. The
that.
season
Actually,
started.
how about
No,
this?
no.
Before we get into our juicy weekend, why don't we talk about Mark Sanchez real quick, just off the top, because I know
I
that's
mean,
fresh.
that's a scandal city, right? That's what the show is built around.
Yeah, that's definitely Scandal City. Because it was funny because you're getting reports. I mean, I guess it's not funny. You're getting reports
Not
like,
funny.
oh no, Mark Sanchez was stabbed, and then more reports come out and keep saying, oh, actually, he initiated this. The guy was defending himself and stabbed him. Did you see the New York Post video online yet of Mark Sanchez?
A little staggering, a
walking?
little staggering. I saw the whole
Yeah,
police report. I was locked in. It was a 69-year-old truck driver. Like, this
yeah,
guy had no business being in a knife fight with Mark Sanchez. And
no.
I'm upset about it, Mike, not because Mark Sanchez is a criminal now, because he's one of the best analysts on Fox. I mean, sometimes you watch these games and there's bad analysis, and now I don't think he's going to be back on TV anytime soon. So it might get worse before it gets better. He seriously was one of like the up and coming analysts of the NFL. There's only like
Yeah.
15 guys analyzing NFL. College, there's like a million. NFL, it's a select group. He's number 3 on their depth chart. He's young. He's only 38. He's our age. Maybe he's younger than
He's
you
our age, yeah.
at this point. He was gonna be like their number 1 guy in like 10 or 15 years, and now he's facing 1 to 6 years in jail, and that's after he recovers from his stab wounds.
Well, it's crazy because the reports were coming out fast, like that Friday, Saturday, and everything, but it
Not
just
fast
seems
enough. It happened at 12:35 a.m. We didn't find out until Saturday afternoon. What was the delay all about?
well, it must have had to like leak out. It's like, here's the police report. It's not like Florida when it happens in Florida.
Yeah, Freedom of
Those things just go
Information Act, yeah.
immediately public. It's
They
like,
do.
oh yeah, he wrestled an alligator.
Hulk
on
Hogan,
meth.
like they knew TMZ knew he died like within 5 minutes of him stop breathing.
Yeah. Well, if you want to talk Hulk Hogan real quick,
Okay.
supposedly people were leaking information from the hospital to Bubba the Love Sponge and stuff, and telling Bubba the Love
The Love
Sponge.
Sponge.
I still
Was he
follow
friends
Bubba. I
with
used to
Hulk,
work.
or were him and Hulk like fighting at the end?
They were fighting still
Yeah.
because of that lawsuit, and he kind
Yeah,
of drained him
still
of like
lawsuit.
$60 million and stuff.
big
But
deal.
and the sex thing and the Gawker, that whole
We need
era
like
and
a
all
Hulk
that stuff.
Hogan like memorial show at some point. You have some good stories from those radio days, and he's such a
Yeah.
Tampa guy. We could really have a Hulk special.
He really was a big Tampa guy, and it's just So I guess all that information was leaking.
Okay,
to
so Mark
Florida, but
Sanchez
yeah.
not dead,
Mark
actually still
Sanchez
alive.
not dead, yeah,
Stab
yeah.
wounds seemed serious at the time. Adam Schefter called it a robbery. Said thoughts and prayers. Everyone was like, "You're right." The flow of information was strange. It was like thoughts and prayers
Yeah.
to Mark. All of a sudden, Mark was the aggressor. All of a sudden, Mark is charged. All of a sudden, today it's a felony, not a misdemeanor. It keeps getting worse for Mark. I'm worried about the next update for him.
Well, it's like when I'm trying to puzzle it together in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so was this a DoorDash? Was just actually a delivery gone wrong? Was he arguing with somebody who hasn't? Wasn't it supposed to be a DoorDash? Was
No,
it? I thought it was a
truck
DoorDash.
driver who was coming
There's
to
a truck
replace the
driver.
air fryers at the Marriott.
I
That's what
don't
the
know
police
what
report said.
but I mean, who do you have a knife on you handy? Like, it just seems like a lot of things had to go down. Like, was this like, let me go get my knife?
Mark
I'm gonna come
Sanchez
back
didn't
and
have a
fight you?
driver. The delivery driver had a knife. Mark Sanchez attacked the delivery driver, kept getting in his
Yes.
car. So the delivery driver stabbed Mark out of self-defense. Then Mark grabbed the knife and stabbed the delivery driver. I don't think Mark was walking around Indianapolis armed, but he was walking around Indianapolis possibly drunk, possibly on drugs, right?
Well, I mean, that's a lot because it looked like he was in his lower abdominal like area. Like, it kind of got stabbed right there. The guy, I don't know if you saw the photos online. There's like gashes on the driver's face. It's pretty serious, but it's kind of, it's crazy for somebody that's like connected to the NFL for this to be happening and so public and like basically 48 hours before he goes on the air.
Seriously, it was crazy. Brady Quinn had to come in and replace him. Everyone was like, Indianapolis, such a dangerous place. Like, no, it turns out Mark Sanchez was either drunk or high, roaming the streets, causing problems in Indianapolis. I've only been there once. Great downtown, actually. Underrated, Mike. There's downtown tunnels for cold weather. You can walk from all the hotels to the malls to the restaurants underground. This happened above ground. It's not too cold yet, but fun fact.
Yeah, well, if we had tunnels like that in Los Angeles, they'd be filled with random scary people.
Filled with a lot. Back to Survivor. So that was crazy what happened to the Cardinals. Like, I felt so good about it leading up to the game, through 3 quarters. It was 21-3. And then that dumbass running back, third string, the guy finally gets his chance in the NFL, right? Like, he's a nobody to start with. He has a 70-yard touchdown. He's not nobody anymore because Jonathan Gannon, the head coach, punched him. Cardinals fans hate him. He ruined Survivor. He should be cut today if he hasn't already. We're not going to say his name because, like, we don't want fugitives to get the publicity on this show, Mike. So that asshole cost me the Survivor, cost a lot of people money. I'm not that upset because, like, I saw someone lost $6 million on, like, a big parlay on it. So, like, it's not like that, but it is very upsetting.
It's just it's like been a crazy week, and I kept saying, like, week 3, like, from 4 to 6, it's gonna be a wild run. It's getting harder. Teams aren't as easy to pick, and you kept saying you didn't want to pick Arizona. Remember, we picked Arizona week 1. You're like, I don't want to pick a bottom 20 team, whatever. And you picked them, and that's what happened. But a lot of people went Rams. A lot of people were on the Rams. It seemed like an easy win on Thursday night to go up against San Francisco.
Well, let's go one by one.
Jones.
I didn't love that, Mike. I didn't love your Rams pick. Like, listen, speaking of Scandal City, Mac Jones woke up on Thursday and saw a dead body in Marina Del Rey. We didn't know that at the time. Obviously, you're betting differently if you know that he's making, like, police discoveries before the game. Like, his adrenaline was at an all-time high, and he played like it, clearly. So you didn't have that information. Also, Shanahan is like 10-7 against McVay straight up in 17 career games. He often has the roster disadvantage based on the quarterback position, yet he keeps beating him. Put it in the manifesto. You cannot bet against Shanahan playing McVay.
Can I say I think it was McVay's fault for losing the game? They could have went there because they ran it on that 4th down, trying to get the first down. They
right up the middle.
Kicked it.
It's boring, right?
It was like the play they didn't do all game, and then they're like, let's just give it to the running back and see what happens. They should have put it in Matt Stafford's hands, thrown the ball, or even kicked it for a tie and then just see if your defense can do something. Obviously, a tie would have made us lose as well, but it just seemed like
which we found out the week before, the Packers-Cowboys game.
Yes.
I didn't realize it that night. It took me a couple of days, but the 40-40 tie, people lost out having the Packers there, which is also diabolical. There's been some bad beats the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I'm still, like, after this weekend, I watched a lot of football yesterday. I still don't know who's actually really good. I mean, there's one team I know definitely who's really good, and that is my boy, Indiana Jones.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Mike, the Colts were the best Survivor pick yesterday. The Lions, I never felt good about them playing the Bengals. There's always a chance, like Jamar Chase goes off, and the Lions on the road aren't the same, so I never thought about it. I was actually out yesterday morning because I told you I have to live a whole life before 1 o'clock Eastern because it's so long waiting for the games. I was out. I missed that Brock Bowers was out. If I saw that, I don't know if I would have switched my Survivor pick, but I really might have switched to the Colts, and that could have saved me because the Colts were a great pick yesterday, but even the Lions, I didn't love people who were on that.
Well, we were on the Lions. We didn't want to think about it. We basically, like, said, all right, we just got to be comfortable. Let's just pick. This is the obvious one. Obviously, there was a lot of obvious picks this week. I felt like everybody, ton of people. There's a Gran Turismo one or whatever at Circa where it's like 50,000 to enter. So it's some crazy amount to enter the contest. There's only 16 people left in that contest. There's barely anybody left. So it's kind of crazy. But I will say with these bad quarterbacks, I keep seeing them get better towards the end of the game. We see like Browning get a lot better towards the end of the game, just slinging the ball up.
Pressure's off.
Chase must have went over to him, just fucking throw me the ball. Like, that's all you got to do. That's it. And,
why can't they do that from the first quarter? Bryce Young's the same way, right? He gets down 17-0 and he goes, oh, now I can just throw it up to my guys. And he goes out and wins the game. This happens all the time, and you're so right.
Jeremy, and I also have to say, I think I'm out on the Raiders. I think I'm done cheering for them. I thought it was the year. I thought Pete, Gino reuniting in Las Vegas. I thought it was match made in heaven, and I think it's all crumbling down. I think Gino has officially passed. I think he just kept sleeping for the last 5 weeks. It's time to go get a backup. I think Jameis is available. Go get one of these backups. Go get somebody. It's officially over in Vegas. It was a good run, but
mark it down. 5 weeks. It only took 5 weeks for Mike to bail on his team. This year, sometimes it's longer. It's probably been shorter before.
Yep.
You were big on the Raiders this offseason. I think you have
Was.
some futures bets out there.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
actually open, like in the sports book, but you can close them yourself, right? Like you lost those open bets.
Yes, I can close all those bets. It was just a wild weekend. Like I have all the scores in front of me, and I'm just like, these scores don't actually tell what the story was. I feel like a lot of times, because a lot of times you're watching the game, and like last night with the Patriots and Buffalo, it didn't really feel like, it felt like it was already going to go New England's way the entire time. There was penalties left and right, and then you just kind of knew it. And I did bet it live last night. I was like, I'm betting this. I see Patriots winning this game. Right at the start, when all those flags are coming out, I'm like, something's fucking rigged. I'm going for this. The Patriots are winning this game.
Wait, is that the reason you live bet them? You felt like it was rigged more so than they're just going to end up winning?
It just felt like way too many penalties. Like, I don't even know what half the penalties were. Just like offensive linemen, defensive linemen. It's just too many penalties. I was like, this is definitely an advantage for the Patriots, slowing the pace down, helping them out. Didn't help Josh at all. It seemed like they were a little flustered last night.
It's interesting that when you look at who the Bills have played so far this year, it's like, oh, they're so impressive. They're 4-0 coming into that game. It's actually bad teams, like all of them. The Dolphins, the Saints, now the Patriots. I think they beat the Jets. Like, they've been beating bad teams. They haven't played a winning team yet. Maybe the Patriots are 3-2 now, but we don't know. Is Drake May any good, or are the Bills not as good as we thought? The AFC is actually flawed, right? With Lamar Jackson, the Ravens looking as bad as they are. I'm on the Jags tonight. Maybe they win, maybe they cover, but the Chiefs might go down again. People are listening to this saying, wow, what a great pick that he just made because the game's already over. Mike, I think the AFC's wide open. I think Josh Allen's still the favorite, but like there's a lot of teams that can make the Super Bowl now, including Drake May.
Who are your top three teams in the AFC currently with or without their quarterbacks? I think you got to rank them in that order, because if whatever it's called, if the Ravens actually come back, they got to win a lot more games because they're not looking too good either.
You know what's interesting on DraftKings? The Ravens today are the favorite to win their division.
Really?
At 1-4.
How?
Should we go bet the Steelers, who are like 3-1?
I feel like we should. What are the odds on the Steelers?
They're second in the division. It's crazy. No one's giving the Bengals or Browns any credit, but they think Lamar's going to come back and lead the Ravens to victory. Now, we can look a year ago to the 49ers. The 49ers were very similar to the Ravens. They were banged up. They had injuries to all their star players, and they didn't figure it out. They finished with like 6 wins and a high draft pick. And so if it goes like that, the Ravens will be SOL and the Steelers will win the division. So it might be some value to go hit the Steelers. We're not a Steelers podcast in general. We think they're a boring team with fans who are done with Mike Tomlin. We know that, but it might be a good chance to bet on them. Who's actually good? Indiana Jones and the Colts are actually good. They almost beat the Rams. They are almost undefeated. They're one of the most impressive teams. Obviously, the Bills are in the top 3. Who else is there? The Texans? Like, can they make the jump after beating the Ravens?
I don't even think the Texans are. They don't seem like, the Ravens didn't feel like a real win. It felt like there was an asterisk. You didn't have Lamar. Felt like they were just kind of getting the rhythm. They might be good. Maybe this is the jump to actually start being good, but I don't know if they're that good. Maybe the Chargers, but the Chargers kind of look a little defeated. All the running backs are injured.
Ever since you got on this podcast 2 weeks ago and you had to read like a prepared statement, you were in like a room somewhere. You had to read the statement to get out of the room, giving Chargers fans credit and saying how many of them there are and how much you were wrong about them. Not only are they 0-2 since then, they've lost to 2 teams who they were favored to beat, 2 teams they should beat, the Giants and the Commanders. Jane Daniels comes off of injury, and now he's the new Joe Montana. Justin Herbert looks bad again. Omarion Hampton's out for at least 4 weeks now. That can't happen, what the Chargers did. Like for all the talk about them, it's finally a chance for them to win the division. Like, their fans should be embarrassed. Like, the 3 fans out there, they should be embarrassed. Yeah. Justin Herbert should be embarrassed. Harbaugh should be embarrassed. Because, this is your chance. We just said the AFC's wide open. Herbert's finally looking better. To lose your last 2 games like that, that's embarrassing.
So the AFC West is wide open at this point. You could bet on anybody. Are you betting? Except for who?
Not the Raiders.
Well, I mean, it's wide open for the other 3. So are you betting on the Broncos? Are you betting on KC? Are you betting on the Chargers to win the division?
Is Bo Nix and the Broncos the 3rd best team in the AFC after the other 2, after Indiana Jones and Josh Allen?
I would still put KC. I would still put KC there.
Putting KC there. Now, KC, we only think KC is fixed because of what they did to Baltimore last week. Now that we know that Baltimore is actually broken, are the Chiefs actually broken? Like, can we go back and tell that?
Well, I think we'll see tonight. I really do think Casey's going to beat the Jags tonight. I think with Xavier Worthy, I think that helps him out a little bit.
Mike, you're flying this week. You need to make sure don't land with a swollen ankle like Xavier Worthy did. The guy landed in Florida with an injury, and I don't want you to get hurt on your route to Florida.
I'm good on the Florida. Just a few leg flights to get over there. It's going to take a whole day to get to that wedding. We got to do some pictures for. We can put it on our Substack next week of the wedding. I think that'll be great. People love it, right?
Well, the Bear Jew who's getting married, he's like my replacement. When I'm not available, when I'm working long shifts, he actually comes on. He doesn't give good advice, but you do bring him on.
You know who he reminds me of? You listen to the All In podcast, right? He reminds me 100% of David Sachs. A little grumpy, really negative outlook, and just gives you the facts. That is exactly what Sam does.
No flair that's with either one of them. Yeah, that's our guy.
No flair.
No flair.
It's just straight to the point. It's like, yeah, I think the Bucks are great. They're going to do really good. It's like, oh, okay, Sam. Good. That's great.
The wedding should have some flair, and that's thanks to his beautiful new wife, Georgia, who's bringing lots of flair. Georgia's in control of the wedding. We're glad that Sam is not.
Yeah. All right. Do you wanna get to some bets? Do you want to talk Circa at all?
I want to talk Circa. 60% of Circa was knocked out on those 3 games: the Cardinals, the Rams, and then the Bills. Of course, on the East Coast, I went to bed before the Drake May comeback, so that's great to wake up to. I'm telling you, the East Coast is terrible for watching football. It's really bothering me. You're going to get a little test this Sunday. It's going to be tough for you.
I'm going to be in an airplane. I have no idea if I'll be able to watch anything. I'm flying American. I don't know what Americans got these days.
Your luggage won't make it. That'll be terrible.
I know.
Keep your suit with you.
All right, so Rams went out, Cardinals went out, Bills went out. That's 59% of Circa pool was wiped out. I imagine in other family pools as well, a lot of people are wiped out. This week, I have a few options to play, and they're not great options.
Who are these options for? They're not for us.
They're for me. We're still in it. We got one pick left.
Got one left.
In the pool. We got one pick left. You want to buy in?
No.
All right, we got to see what our projected value is if you want to buy in. All right, so I got a few plays. We got Green Bay at Cincinnati. That feels like a lock. We haven't played Green Bay in this little train yet.
That would be my pick if I was in it. Yeah.
That would be your pick. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think Green Bay is as good as we want them to be, or is it a team that's, it's almost like who was it? It feels like the Bills. Like the Bills are like a sandbag team that kind of play down to their opponent a little bit. It's almost like when they played the Saints, you're like, why are the Saints playing so well? Like, does their defense suck? What's happening here? Then they did New England last night. Now Green Bay is kind of feeling like that. Cincinnati, if Browning gets a little more comfortable and realizes like this is his last shot, could he keep this close, I guess?
Will he make it to Sunday? I think they're bringing in quarterbacks this week for tryouts, so we'll see if he makes it. That could help or hurt them. They might be figuring it out. He did throw it deep to Jamar Chase, like we mentioned. The Packers, they are the best pick this week because they're at home and they're against an inferior team. The issue with the Packers that I have is they haven't won a game on a Sunday since week 1. This is about to be week 6. They tied their last game, then they lost the game before that, then they played on a short week. It's like we don't know who the Packers are. They just had a bye early in the year. We don't actually know, and so there is risk with it. The way Survivor's been going, that the top pick will be the Packers this week, and the top pick will go down.
My next option, we didn't play this yet either. Denver is available to us as well. They're playing the Jets in London. Don't like the travel.
Yeah.
Really far for Denver. Jets are a little easier time conversion for them. Denver's a better team. Jets are bad, but how bad are they? I don't know. Justin Fields is not good. I feel like I don't know when you're a GM or a coach and you look at this team and you say, this is our quarterback, we're sticking with him. How does that happen? How do you keep Justin Fields on the field?
There's no one else there, right? There's no one there.
I know,
they paid him money. He's only 5 games.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, does he perform really well in practice? Like, it's somebody like if you hired somebody on your team and all their interview was great and everything was good, and then they start working and all their work is like, what are you doing? Like, you're not doing anything. We got to fire you. You're not a good employee. Like, this is what Justin Fields is doing. He's a bad employee. Fire him.
It's a good comparison. He should be fired. They gave him a guaranteed contract, so they won't get out of it that easy. They're going to pay him either way. I think it was like 2 years, $45 million, Mike. It wasn't a little bit of money. They paid him so much to be in this shitty situation. I first saw the schedule, and I saw Broncos at Jets. I'm like, okay, the Broncos can go to New York. It's not that far. Take care of the Jets. You're introducing London, the new variable. I don't know what the Broncos are going to be feeling. They just played in Philadelphia. They won. They feel great. Then they got on a plane to London after that game. The celebration, Mike, normally it's like a 3-hour flight back to Denver. They had a 6-hour flight at high altitude. They are hungover today. Waking up tomorrow, whenever they wake up in London, they're hungover. What does that introduce into this game of Survivor? I can't tell you. And obviously, I've learned a lot of things this year. Week number 4, don't bet against an unknown variable. London travel feels like an unknown variable.
All right. The next option is the Chargers playing Miami.
Now, as a Dolphins fan, going to a wedding in Florida this weekend, I circled this one on the calendar. It's like, a 7 o'clock flight on Sunday. Oh, waking up in Key West. Let me go see my boys. I'll do 1,000 things on Sunday before I go see the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium. That would be sad to spend my hard-earned money on that bullshit.
Okay.
Now, that being said, how can anyone take the Chargers? How could any serious person take the Chargers after what they did to you 2 weeks ago, what they did to a bunch of people yesterday? Jaden Daniels shouldn't have won that game. The Chargers are in control, and they just stopped scoring. It was weird. You can't take the Chargers.
This is scary. All these teams. All right, so what about the Rams playing Baltimore? How do we feel about that? Do we think the Rams are as good as they appear to be, or are they playing teams that are not that great? Because it seems like they're getting lucky or things are going their way. I don't know. It seems like the reverse of what's happening with the Bucs. It seems like the Bucs are like making things happen in their last drive, and the Rams are not.
The Bucs. We haven't talked about the Bucs Seahawks game. That was a hell of a game.
That was a great game.
That's like if you could just
great.
bottle that up and just play that on like every night game instead of the teams we're used to seeing, that'd be so much better. It wasn't the flag fest. They didn't even kick field goals, Mike. It was only touchdown. Maybe a field goal to win at the end. Just so exciting. And your Seahawks too. They actually look good. Sam Darnold's putting it together.
I don't know if they're really that good though. That's what scares me. I feel like they've played bad teams, and the Bucs were maybe the best offensive team maybe they've played so far. So it just scares me a little bit. But I love the jerseys. I mean, the creamsicle with the throwback blue jerseys on the Seahawks. Like, what a day! Great look.
Great to watch.
It looked great.
Baker Mayfield's my MVP right now, right? Like, how's he not?
Wow.
The Bucs would be like
I do like it,
0-5
yeah.
without him. They're like 4-1 with him.
I mean, I guess you could put Josh in there, but I don't feel like he's playing MVP right now. I think
Not
if he were, not this week, but yeah, Baker's looking so good. So I might dabble in that a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. That's a long shot right now. That could become a favorite. You asked me about the Rams. The Rams, I don't know if they're any good. They lost to Mac Jones 2 weeks ago, or last week. That was Thursday, so they get a long week. They're going to Baltimore. Who are the Ravens? Are they this bad? Is anyone coming back from injury? Everything's scary at this point. I think the most confident would be the Packers still. But again, you don't know what you're getting. They haven't won on a Sunday in 5 weeks.
Well, Jeremy, I introduced something new to our mutual friend last week. I uploaded a bunch of data to an AI, and I started working a prediction model, and it didn't do great, but it did okay. So I feel like if I keep pushing it, maybe it will do better. But it predicted 6 out of the 14 games. Did we have 14 games yesterday?
Okay.
Or this weekend? It predicted
possibly.
6 out of the 14 games correctly. So that's a little less than a coin flip.
Not half. The coin flip would do
It's not
better?
half.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying a coin flip.
All right, you're going
would
back in the
technically
lab
do
to
better.
improve the odds of the predictive machine.
But I'm saying it did well. It looked like it was good enough. And now I'm going to see how it does against the spread. I think just adding that in there. But yeah, I think with these AI models, you have all this data and you can connect all this stuff now. So I put a whole folder together, and it's crunching. I'm using Claude. If anybody wants to go out there and try it, I ran out of a cap today, so I had to go back to it. And I'll tell you, when we send out our best bets this week on Wednesday, I will put all the predictions in there, and we can keep track of what it's doing. Yes. But 6 out of 12 isn't bad. 6 out of 14 isn't bad. It's not great, but one week in, I thought it was pretty good.
Listen, I'm sure the machine had the Cardinals. That was an all-time loss. That shouldn't have happened. So that's 7 right there. So now you're back to 500 right off the bat, because we should just give the Cardinals a win. I think anyone running a Survivor pool should just give the Cardinals a pass for what happened yesterday.
Give it back. Okay, yeah. Well,
I
I feel like there should be some sort of fine against that guy. Like, that guy should pay for some new
He should
pools.
pay his salary. It's like a class action lawsuit. We should all sue him. If you have Cardinals and Survivor, his game check goes to everyone who had Cardinals and Survivor.
Now, what's going through your head when that's happening? Are you so excited you're about to score a touchdown? Why put the ball behind you? And I know it's like a dance and you can do it in Madden and you're celebrating, but part of me thought, is he fixing the game? Is this like an accidental fix? Like, is he like, we got to keep this game close. I'm going to accidentally fumble it. Maybe he felt the guy behind him a little. The guy was really coming close too. The Titans guy, I don't even know who it was, but he was really
chase.
booking it.
Yeah,
Great chase down. But it felt a little fixing, felt very weird. How do you drop it at the goal? Not even at the goal line, just before the goal line. If it crossed the goal line a little bit, it would have counted. It didn't count. It just blew my mind.
If we're counting on our cheating tracker, this is now the second game we were saying was rigged yesterday.
Yes.
I'm not saying it. You're saying it. Possibly rigged. There were so many things, you're right, that happened in the game that made it feel rigged. It was obviously that play, which makes no sense. I looked like he looked up on the video board. He saw the guy right behind him. Isn't that reason to keep running faster? Why is he still slowing up? And if you don't know if anyone's behind you, if you're not looking at the video board, you think someone could be behind you, so you also shouldn't stop. Like, to your point, what makes people stop? The man is an NFL athlete. Surely he can run 70 yards without stopping. Me and you can run 70 yards. It makes no sense. There was that play. There was another play where the Cardinals dude kicked the ball into the end zone to allow the Titans to recover the fumble. Like, even if he just didn't kick it, the Titans would have gotten it on the 10 and probably wouldn't have scored because they're incompetent on offense. And then, of course, the 3rd and 8 with 2 minutes left to run the ball, to not let Kyler Murray have a chance to do something.
You were
like
locked
anything.
in on this game. You're giving me play-by-play right now.
It was 3 crazy things that happened. Literally, you see this in the NFL all the time. Like, the Cardinals were up 2 with 2 minutes left, or 2:13 left, so they have to run a play. It's 3rd and 8. You're running. You're throwing the ball there. You're giving yourself a chance to get the first down, and the Cardinals ran the ball. So there were 3 red flags that came up on like the gambling system. I think they're logging all the games now. And like, oh, this is crazy. Let's keep an eye on that. We had 3 red flags in the DraftKings betting center, I think, for that game. To your point, so that one and the Patriots seemed a little crazy.
Do you think the new kickoff rule is kind of throwing people off a little bit? Because now that people understand it a little more, it seems like you don't actually want to kick it as hard as you can, but you have to kick it hard enough to get it past the 20. It feels like that nice little zone seems like a hard place for a lot of these kickers to actually get it. But it does seem like it's messing people up a little bit. You saw, I think it was a backup kicker kicking it off, like kicked it way off out of there. But you really want to get in that 20-yard zone because now it goes so far forward. I don't know if it's like messing with anything, but it does feel like you're starting a little bit further than you normally used to this year.
I like it. It's finally a watchable play. Like, in the past, the kickoff is like a chance to go on your phone, check some scores. Now I feel like it's worth watching the kickoff, so they kind of fixed that. We still can replace the tush push. That's unwatchable to me.
Well, it seems like people are trying different. They're like setting up for tush push than like, what Philly did against the Bucs, and they go like around. They're trying different things.
We got to ban the tush push too. Speaking of the Eagles, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. They haven't been scoring on offense for weeks and weeks. What is A.J. Brown going to say this week after a loss? Because he was mouthing off when they had won 21 games in a row. He's going to hate it this week. The passing offense isn't good. Jalen Hurts isn't good. And Mike, I have a theory. The Alabama QB plague is really striking the NFL right now. There's a plague affecting all Alabama quarterbacks.
What?
Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, Bryce Young, 3 of the worst quarterbacks you'll ever see. They all went to Alabama. Meanwhile, Mac Jones, he's come up from the swamp, from the abyss. He was down in the Alabama plague for a while. He got the vaccine. He's out. He's winning games again. The rest of them are still sick with this Alabama quarterback plague. They all suck.
I just think Jalen Hurts is, I don't know what it feels like. He's always just a little grumpy, and I don't know if that's actually showing up. Like, he just never feels like he's happy. Like, when joy, Baker's happy, right? There's like joy. There's like, I'm so excited we won. And Jalen Hurts is just like, yeah, it's a good game. Yeah, moving on.
It's a great comparison.
Like, okay.
Baker brings you instant energy, like watching Baker celebrate. Jalen Hurts like makes you depressed. Like, oh, we're not supposed to have fun. We're not supposed to have fun.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Business.
All right, let's talk my road to 10K, and then we will do some best bets if you want, or you can wait until next on Wednesday. But road to 10K, put it on Indy. I was very confident on Indy. We won.
Pick. Money line or the
we got
line?
some. Just the money line. I'm doing it on a Kalishi, so it's just kind of money line right now. But I might be able to parlay at some point. And Poly Market, I think, is coming to the U.S., so I might be able to do a little bit more with that account. But
nice.
We're on Kalishi. Indy, they're doing great. And this week, Jeremy, I'm riding a hot hand. I'm going Indy again. I'm going all in against Arizona.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
what a
not
great
go.
opponent.
Right?
Yeah, you didn't mention the
And
Colts in Survivor this week of all those teams.
we already
That's as
used
good a
it.
play for the public, some of our
Yes.
Substack listeners. That's as good a play. The Cardinals are reeling. They'll be depression mode all week. They'll be kicking themselves for losing that game. The Colts, yes, I love it.
It feels easy, but a lot of people used Colts last week. It was a good
wish
play
I
last
did.
week.
It was a great
yeah,
play.
I know.
God.
It's Indy's scary because it's still like, what is happening in Indy? How is this happening? How's Daniel Jones that good? But I'm doing it this week. If we win, I think we'll be up somewhere in the 600-700s again. So hopefully we can stay there. I might start playing it safe once I get up to the thousands. Might just start doing.
I feel like your money line bet on teams that are 7-point favorites is fairly safe right now.
But it's not that safe though. It's like
not, but it is.
Buffalo last night was 8-point favorite, right? 7.5, 8-point favorite.
Sure.
The Rams
Cardinals,
were 7
8.5,
points as well.
I think. Went up to 8.5.
I feel like that 3.5 might even be a safer zone than 7.5 at this point.
That's true.
But I'm doing Indy. I'm riding the hot hand. I'm gonna put the slip in there
it.
too because I feel like people don't think I'm actually betting this. I have the bet slip from Kalishi. I put on $429 and we will get paid out almost $600 if I win, and we'll roll it over again next week. We're on the road. We're gonna get to the 10K.
You're literally on the road next week. You'll be on a flight during that outcome.
know.
I worry if the Cardinals pull an upset, like the person sitting next to you on that plane. That's rough.
I know. And well, I do have. I haven't watched it yet, but I was really excited. I think this Sunday. You know, at the end of the day, I bought Red Zone through YouTube, not YouTube TV, just YouTube itself, and they have recaps of all the games the next day, and you can watch the recaps of every single game, all the highlights of the game. You can speed through them all. So I feel like that's really good research. If you can't watch all the games, I could sit here for 30 minutes and just like bang through all the games and really understand what happened.
I feel like you
during the
just
game.
discovered short form highlights.
Yeah, I've not, because usually it's like you got to go on your computer and watch all the highlights and log in to
Now you're on
NFL.com
YouTube
or
on
whatever.
the TV watching highlights, right?
On the TV, you just have
and
it in the
this is how you
background.
prepare for the pod. It's like game tape, but you get it much more concise and only the stuff that matters.
Yeah, and I will say, I feel like I listen to a lot of gamblers, like people that live in Vegas. They don't even watch the games. They crunch numbers. All they do is crunch numbers, don't watch the games. They couldn't even name a quarterback on your team. They just say, these are the numbers. This is what I'm betting. Doesn't matter.
So we care too much about names and teams
Yes.
and emotions and things like
Yeah.
flying to London, all the variables. They don't consider the variables. They just crunch the numbers. That's probably a healthier way to do it.
It actually, that just reminded me of something. I wrote a note down, and I want to do a deep dive on this one day. But it's called, have you ever heard of sports farms?
Never.
So I saw this. I don't know where I saw it. I think it was on TikTok. This company in Russia is called like 1X or 1UP or something, and all they do is put on fake sports games all day, 24 hours a day in Russia for you to gamble on.
No.
So you
this
can
is
always
no.
gamble.
This is the end. This is the end.
And all the people playing, whatever it is, it's literally any game you want. You want table tennis, you want badminton, you want foot soccer, like overhead view of foot soccer. No one is there. They don't care if they win. They're just there to play the game, and you
Are
bet
they
on them.
real people playing or is it AI?
Real
playing?
people.
It's real
all
people
day,
playing for you to bet on?
24 hours a day. I need Paulo Torres right here, right now to deep dive on this because I'm about to. I found it. I was like, this can't be real. And it's one of the biggest sports sponsors in the world. They're on logos of sports teams, like real professional sports teams. This is just a gambling platform that runs 24/7 gambling games online. Any game you want soccer? Got it. Handball? You got it. Field hockey? It's on there too. 24/7.
Who are these people? Are they like full-time athletes paid by Sports Farm and they clock in for 40 hours a week? And today you're playing badminton for the guy in LA who wants to place a $20 bet. Oh shit!
It's like you
play
just
badminton.
Yeah. It's like you just go into your job, Jeremy, and they're just like, hey, you're playing badminton today and people are going to bet on you.
Mike, this is what I want to do with my life going forward. I want to be on a sport farm. I want to live on a farm and play sports and get paid for it.
Well,
Can you
you're
find
not
out
on a
where
farm.
this is happening? Wait, where am
It's
I?
very much like What's that show where they get eliminated
Brother?
with a no, no, it's something like that. But basically, it's like they showed a video screen. It's just like security cam footage of all these games going on with scores at the bottom, and you're just
So
you
they
can
are
click and
real.
bet.
They're real games happening around the world, and they just happen to put a
No,
terrible camera angle on them to film them.
no. These are real games happening in a sports facility, in a sports farm, 24 hours
Let's
a
go to the
day.
sports farm, Mike. This is perfect for us.
The Russians might not let us go in. I
Is
think
it
this
only
is like
in Russia? Not even Ukraine?
it's in Russia. It's a big sports farm in Russia, and I have to find the name of the gambling company. But the gambling company makes so much money. They make like so much profit off of this because how
It's
can you gamble?
24/7, and it's degenerates like us and all of our listeners that would love this so much. We need to go to the sports farm. We need to ask if the sports farm wants to promote their content with us. Hopefully, maybe they're like the Saudis and they just will throw money at American content creators to promote their brand. We don't support their country, but we'll support sports farms.
I don't know if it feels like a prison sentence. Like these guys don't look happy. Like they're not there to win.
They're
there
Jalen
to
Hurts.
play.
They're all Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Out there.
they're all Jalen Hurts. No smiles. They don't even care if they win. They might even be sad if they win.
This is a
Yeah,
huge
so that's what's
development.
going on.
Why bet on
Yeah.
these bullshit NFL teams that just
Exactly.
rig games when we can be betting on the badminton from who knows where on people who knows what?
Yeah, just in the middle of the night in Russia, you can bet on
Yeah,
badminton.
This is
So, yeah.
changing everything. When that shows up on DraftKings, it's the end of society.
It's not on DraftKings, but I'll send you the info. Well, maybe we should do a little like special TSH reports
think we
on
should.
sports farms.
Let's do a live show.
All right.
From there.
Did you do any best bets yesterday? Because I'm my record's 8-8 so far for the year.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said I didn't want to come on the show today. I was 1-8 on my bets yesterday, Mike. Do you know how hard that is to do? Most of them are like a coin flip, and I was 1-8.
Oh, that's not the right one.
I'm not kidding.
not the
No,
right one.
I'm not kidding. I was 1-8. The one bet I won yesterday was a Jackson Dart prop bet on passing yards that hit at the very end of the game, or I would have been 0-9 if that didn't hit. Just a crazy, I don't know. I was just off.
It's not a good. Okay, so it's not a good week. Take some time, see what bets you can get, can cook up. I went. My Seahawks tees hit. My Rams money line did not. My Giants Pats tees did not. But I wish I bet on the Pats money line. I didn't get it. And then I got the Colts alternative spread -10. I could have bumped that up to -15. I could have bumped that up to -20 if I wanted to. But it was -10. Good odds on that one.
Good odds.
That was a great one, right? Alternate spread win.
You've been dropping the alt spread on us. That's a new thing that I don't know.
I
if
got another
DraftKings
one this
does it,
week,
but
too.
You can do that. Okay.
I think you can do it. You just got to go in and like cook up your own like parlay. I think.
Okay. I've been
They'll let you
teasing.
do. DraftKings is good. If I can do it on my offshore, you can do it.
All right.
All right, Jeremy. I got best bets this week. I'm pretty. I feel confident.
Okay.
I'm doing Denver and Steelers money line parlay. That's the first one. That's
Okay.
Denver. Yeah, we know where they
Steelers
are.
are playing
They're
the Browns.
Monday.
Browns are actually good.
I don't think the Browns are that good. And I think the rookie coming in, I think that's an advantage to the Steelers. I think Tomlin can take advantage of a rookie quarterback playing. Now, if Shador pops in, that's an unknown that we can't see, but I don't know if he's actually going to play. It seems like Cleveland's very weird. They're like, we want him to get reps during the week before he goes in and plays. We want him to be ready. It's like, do you? Like, you guys got to find a quarterback. Like, what's happening? Why is he not getting any reps? Like, is Flacco still getting second team reps instead of Shador?
Yeah. Shador's miming to the media. He's like a child. Like, grow up.
I know.
Like, act like a quarterback for once in your life.
My second bet is Packers Colts parlay. You know I love the Colts.
Good old Midwestern teaser.
A lot of teaser right there. And then on my alt line, I'm doing Steelers -10 against Cleveland.
We didn't talk about the Steelers as a team to take in Survivor for a reason. The Browns are a Survivor mistress. They will ruin your Survivor pool. They've done it to the Packers. They nearly did it to the Vikings. They could do it to the Steelers. So I don't know why you're going down the Steelers road there.
Well, my thought is if Minnesota can beat the Browns, I think the Steelers can beat the Browns because the Steelers might have an offensive line that can actually do something. I don't even know how Minnesota won that game. Didn't even watch it. Maybe watch like the last half, maybe not even half quarter.
When you wake up and it's Carson Wentz, Dylan Gabriel, you go back to sleep. You actually go back to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Automatically go back to sleep. Yeah.
I
those are
don't
my
think
bets.
the Vikings are that bad. I think they're better than the Steelers. We'll see if the Browns. We're going to catch
You
up
think
on
the
this next week.
Vikings are better than the Steelers right now?
Outside the quarterback position, yeah.
Wow. And even with Jordan Addison being, yelled at and not played in the first quarter or half because he wanted to explore London by himself.
Was missing in London. I'm impressed he got to play the 3 quarters after the first quarter. He caught a touchdown. Pretty good for getting drunk and missing in London.
Oh no, it seems crazy. I got nothing else. So we're off to a wedding this week. We'll put out best bets Wednesday in our Substack. Follow along there. J-Dog, you got anything else you want to?
I'll see you in Florida, Mike. I'll see you in Florida. It's NBA season.
See you there too.
Get our hockey bets in too.
All right, good show. See you.